Right, so this is another in my Back to Basics series. We did the fronts the other day, so now we're going to do the hinds. The fronts were 12 3/4, so these are 12 1/4, obviously half an inch shorter than the fronts. And also the toe bend isn't in the centre of these, they're offset by about half an inch, because you want your outside heel half an inch longer. So my tip for doing that, instead of holding your steel right at the end, like you would there for a front, and then turning your thing in the centre, hold it half an inch in, and then turn your bend in the centre between that point, and that should get you your half an inch offset. So let's get them in the fire, give them a go. Now I always struggled a little more with hinds than fronts because they're not symmetrical, not like a front. You know, a front you're basically pulling around a circle. Hinds you're pulling an offset diamond. It's the easiest way I can describe it. But let's have a go. I haven't done any hinds for ages because most of the horses I do just have a pair of fronts. So there's this one horse that I'm doing needs some, so these are going to go on there. So you've got your half inch sticking out the top. Turn your bend in the centre of that piece that's left. Now you want the toe much narrower than the toe on your front shoe, and at more of an angle. Take your time, because again, whatever comes after this will be affected if your toe's not right. You can see there, that's not bad. Let's just see that that's slightly longer, narrower, and at more of an acute angle. So that's pretty good. And also you can use your pattern, get your pattern as you did with the fronts. So let's just safe off that toe. Once you're happy with the shape of your bend, over the beak, safe that off. That should be about it. So that's your toe bend. Once you've got that right, we can move on to the branches. So let's do another one. Obviously we're doing a pair. Same thing, half an inch down, turn it in the centre. Even I'm spending a bit of time getting that right. And again, just gently safe off that toe. Trying to keep it nice and even, keep it flat. And that's about right. Again, you can always check it, stick it on your anvil. Use your anvil as a guide. You know, it's got two lovely straight edges, top and bottom. You can use it. Right, outside branch. Pretty much like the fronts, do your heel. Bring it up, nice and short. Little stubby heel. And this is where it's slightly different. Over the beak, and you want more of a straight on that heel, and then drop your left hand, then bring it up for the heel. Pull it out because it'll often go too far. Open up the toe a little bit, knock it on a bit more. This is all things you can be checking against your pattern. Keep your eye on your pattern. If you've got your pattern on the floor or next to you, there you go, that's not too bad for a first go. A little bit narrow, open it up a bit, it's a bit better. Now again, we can use your anvil to sort of set where your nail holes go. If I can do this one-handed. Again, it's roughly same as we did on the fronts, a nice line across through the toe. Your heel nail, so it's about there, and then your heel nail again about halfway between the two, and then you've got to leave a gap for your clip. If you're on a little shoe, you've got to leave a bit more of a gap. If you're on a big shoe, then you can just space them all out evenly and you've got plenty of room. So you've got to figure that out as you're making your shoe, as to whether you can space them evenly or you've got to space it out a little bit more. So let's warm her up, stick some nail holes in. Again, I find this quite difficult doing it afterwards. It's when you sort of do it as a process, it's much easier. And we'll have a go on the next one, see if I can do it all in one go. How many nail holes I'll get clean today. And again, your pitch, none at the heel, getting gradually more towards the toe. Oh, two didn't come out today. Again, clean up your wavy edge. I know this might be starting to sound repetitive, but that's exactly what it is. Get into a routine, the inside of your wavy edge now, or your outside or whatever, your top edge. Get rid of your little wavy edge. And back through your pritchel. It's a process, you've just got to get into a rhythm. There you go, that's not bad. Heel nail might be a little bit far back there, but I never was much cock with my nail holes. But again, it doesn't matter, it'll go on. Get it right on the next one. So let's see if we can do this one all in one go. Do your heel. Over the beak, drop your left hand, raise it up for the heel, pull it out. Open her up a little bit. Pull it on a bit more. Now set your nail holes. Bit of pitch. A little less pitch. No pitch. And then a little bit. See how many we got this time. Alright this time. Wavy edge. Sort that out. And again, like I said in the fronts, you're not really hammering it, you're just tickling it. Just to push the little bulges that you've made, putting your nail holes in, just pushing them back in. And open your nail holes back out again. And for some reason it doesn't bulge them again, so I think it must be the stamping that does it. There you go, not bad. Normally I'll do that heel straight away, but we'll do that later again. Dress it. Alright, insides. Again, virtually the same as the fronts. Hold it at a slight angle. Last third, just gently tap it in. Up for your heel. And again, over the beak, a bit more of a bend. Up for the heel. You can see what I mean about a slightly offset diamond. There you go, you can see that the outside is slightly longer than the inside there. That's just what we want. And again, you can use your pattern, get it about right, somewhere near. Use your anvil, get your nail holes. I'm just going to mark that toenail and get a warm again, put them in. Now the inside, I like to do virtually all of them upright. Most, or no, a large proportion of horses have very upright inside heels, or inside hinds, should I say. I do like to put a tiny bit of pitch on the toenail, but the other nails further back are virtually upright. Open her up, take off your wavy edge. And the other wavy edge, just gently. Keep it level. There you go, that's not bad. That's not really had any titting about, apart from what you've seen me do. So that's not too bad, I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if we can do the same on the other inside. All in one go this time. Alright, slight angle, last third, heel. Over the beak, bend it, drop your left hand, bring it up for the heel. Pull it out a bit, knock it on a bit more. Level it up on the anvil, put your nail holes in. It's all a process. And once you get the process and get into a rhythm, like I say, I find it much easier doing that than stopping, heating it again, putting more nail holes in, doing a bit of shaping, whatever. It's just a routine. I don't know what to describe it as. It's just something you get the hang of. It's all just an ongoing process. Open her up a bit. Take off your wavy edge. Yeah. Again. Yep, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So let's get some heels done. Now, outside heel, start from inside of it and bring it up so that the outside is square. You don't want to go over the top because you want that outside heel to be square so you've got more support there. And of course there's nothing else going to interfere with it there either, apart from another horse. That's basically the reason you can leave that heel that tiny bit longer. Nothing's going to tread on it, you've got the extra support. And of course we are always talking about your bog standard normal foot, which as most of us know doesn't exist. But you have to have a standard, and the bog standard normal foot is the standard to go by because there isn't anything else. Right, now your inside heel is slightly different because you want this a little bit more penciled. You can go right over the top and do the outside as well. So you get a much more penciled heel on the outside, but very short. Don't go mad and make it long. You're just tidying it up, but it's short. I think you can see there the difference. Do the same on this one. Right over the top. There you can see definitely the difference with those two. Alright, so there they are, with nothing done, no tissing about with them, and those I'd be happy with, very happy with. I was putting them on all day. And so you're going to fit them anyway, you've got to hot fit them, so it doesn't matter, but you need to make them to a certain standard. Let's get some clips on them. Just checking my back pritchel, because these can over time get a right little rounded edge, and it gives you rounded corners into your nail holes, which you don't really want. And again, I use my clipping hammer, but you use your own choice of clipping method, whether it be bob punch or cat's head or whatever you use. A little nibble over the edge, push it down, not too far, otherwise you break through. Just enough, flatten it, and then pull it back towards yourself, down and back, down and back. And that's not a particularly good one, but it'll do. Open her up a bit, knock in any bulges and set the clip. Now I'm doing the inside first, so the clip doesn't want to be set very far. Like I say, the inside is fairly upright, but again you can always alter that when you're fitting. Clipping like this does distort it quite a bit, so you do need a bit of a muck about with it to get it back to where it was before you started, but it's all good practice. So there, that's not brilliant, that clip, but it'll work. I can always give it a little touch up with a rasp if I really wanted to make it look that much better. Do another one. Level it out. If you don't level it out, you won't be able to pull it over the edge of it, because you won't get a sharp crease behind it from the edge of the anvil. So you need to level it before you pull it. Again, set it, knock in any little bulges, turn it on a little bit more where it's pulled out. Just generally get it back into shape. Again, you're not doing a lot of work with it, you're just tickling it around. The less you can hit it, the better, because you're just going to distort it, squash it, put marks in it. That's a bit of a better clip. Again, could do with a little bit of a tidy up. Now the outsides. It doesn't really matter whether you do outside or inside first, just preference. You see it's kinked up on the anvil there because of the clip I've already done. Sometimes that clip will drop down in the hardy hole. But often it doesn't, just depends on the shoe you're doing. Again, level it out before you pull it. Level it both top and bottom. Set it, knock in any little bulges, shape it back up. Clean out your holes. So essentially, if I can see it, that's it. One more. So you hold it just hanging over the edge of the anvil. Once you get your bobble started, you can pull it back a little bit so you don't get too much of a lump come over. Level it, set it, knock in the bulges, shape it. Simple as that. And so I've always struggled more with the hinds. At the end of the day, as long as you've got the basic shape, when you go out to fit them, or you have horses in to fit them onto, you're running them through the fire anyway. So as long as you've got that basic shape there, you can muck about with them at a later stage. Now just run a wire brush over them. Now they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I'd put those on all day. They'd go on no problem. A little bit of a muck about with, but they'd go on. Fairly decent clips. Bit of meat left in them, so some strength. Decent nail holes. As I say, might be a touch far back, but you can see the difference in the heel. Got that extra length. Your heel nails inside slightly below your outside. But yeah, not bad. Nothing special. But if I had someone knocking those out for me, I'd be as pleased as punch. Put them on any day of the week. So there you go. Hope that's been of help, and if you've got any questions at all, stick them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.